Are you interested in doing direct mail marketing? Are you unsure about what to expect or what the cost is? Join me this week as we walk through the pros and cons of direct mail marketing. Learn the ins and outs of who is the best fit for direct mail. Tune into this week's episode of Stand Out and Grow to learn more. Kat Ramirez, your host of Stand Out and Grow. I want to help your business stand out, survive, succeed, and grow. Building your business is really, really hard. And knowing what marketing and advertising tools you need to help you become successful is extremely confusing. After 30 years of working with thousands of businesses, I am here to help you make good business decisions. I want to help you understand the programs that are available to you so that you can stand out, survive, succeed, and grow. So let's get started. This is episode 7 of Stand Out and Grow. Hell yeah! You are going to learn about direct mail marketing and what are the pros and cons of direct mail. I want you to understand how to buy it and what to expect for your advertising investment. You will hear from someone who has been in this industry for more than 8 years. Please join me in welcoming Senior Marketing Specialist Corri Depp with ValPak. Thank you so much for joining us today, Corri.
Thanks for having me, Kat.
Absolutely. So I'm super, super excited to have you on as our guest today, being the first media guest. Yay! And I think all of our listeners are really, really going to enjoy this because I find your product very valuable. And I think a lot of people probably don't know a lot of the nuances of your product. So I want you to give us a little background about ValPak. Give us a little history about it.
Sure. So not to bore anyone too much with all the stats and the details, but it's a 50-year-old company. I mean, it's over 50 years old. It's one of the first and still standing direct mail companies that has really reformed itself over the years to not only be one of the leaders in direct mail, but expand its product base to make sure that its clientele is getting the newest, the latest, the greatest, and the best return on investment kind of with all of their marketing. So this company that's been around for over 50 years has constantly tweaked who the audience is and who we're going to reach with the product. Again, in order to make sure that those that are advertising with us are really getting the best value for their investment.
That's awesome. Now, how long have you been with ValPak?
I've been with ValPak just shy of 10 years now. So I've got some good experience under my belt here in understanding how the company has changed and really how media in general has changed.
That is awesome. And I love that because I love that, people are educated, they're experts in their field, and you for certain are an expert in your field. So tell me, what do you feel like is different about ValPak? What makes you guys different? I mean, I know you have some competitors out there, right?
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of great marketing companies out there, but I think one of the things that ValPak does that's unique and different among our competitors are, again, not only who we target, because I really feel like you can have the most beautiful ad, and really any designer can put together a great looking ad. But the truth is, if it's not going to the right clientele, advertisers aren't going to get the results that they need. And so what I think ValPak really does that's unique is constantly takes a look at the people receiving the ValPak, what their buying expenditures look like, what kind of products they bought in the last 12 months, who they are and what they're projected to buy in the future. So we can align who receives the ValPak product with the advertisers that we have advertising.
Okay. So there's a little strategy there in place, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I think another big thing that makes us a little bit different would be the tracking. In today's marketing world, there's so many ways that people can access information and can be advertised to, that this company takes it a step further in its tracking abilities, which I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about later, but really has some unique ways that advertisers can track the response of their marketing to really ensure that their money is well spent.
Okay, great. And so what is a common myth that you run into when you're out presenting ValPak? What do you get that you feel like, comes back to you over and over?
Oh, I've heard a lot of them, but I would say one of the big ones is, I know what ValPak is. Oh, everybody gets ValPak. It's the blue envelope. And as much as it is a great blue envelope that hits homes, the myth is it is not a saturated mailing piece. Again, to kind of go back to what I said, it is a semi-targeted direct mail piece that we're actually choosing who receives this ValPak, again, based on these expenditure reports and demographics and things. And the other one being that it's just ValPak. ValPak is a whole agency offering everything from direct mail to digital products. And so I think that's a myth that it's just this traditional old-fashioned direct mail product, which it's not.
Okay, great, because you're segueing into my next question. Okay, so give us some background on the signature piece. So just walk us through how it works, what it is, just describe it, okay?
Sure. ValPak's direct mail piece is it's called marriage mail or grouped mail. And so it's an envelope that mails out to over 38 million homes nationally every month, filled with all kinds of different advertisers, from restaurants to medical to home improvement to general services, things that consumers need each month. That product mails out each and every month, depending on what region the advertisers are in. That could change on what week of the month it targets. But as of 2018, we had a 93% open rate with that traditional product, meaning 93% of the people that receive ValPak each month look at it and go through it.
Okay.
So these are those blue envelope coupons that you would get in the mail monthly.
Okay. And so, because I think a lot of people have the misconception of that ValPak could be those mailers in the newspaper. Do you know what I'm talking about? That fly out. And that's not your product.
No, ours will be the ones enclosed in, it's about I would say probably a 3x7 envelope. It's blue, generally has some national partners, like we have charity programs and things that we support, advertise on the front, but it'll be a nice big blue envelope that mails out enclosed with anywhere from probably 20 to 60 offers inside.
Okay. And then the benefit there to the business owner is it's a shared cost, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is by far one of the most cost-effective ways for any size business to reach an extremely large audience and at the same time have an extremely high open rate. So visibility on this is huge, with probably one of the lowest mark investments in the advertising field.
Okay. And then the other benefit to your product, this product here, the signature one, is you can have a coupon redemption of some sort, right?
Absolutely. Okay. Yep. So outside of some of the newer tracking methods that we have, which include like call tracking and website tracking, you have the traditional means of someone actually bringing in the ad or the offer to redeem within your business, which helps the business owner see, what kind of effectiveness their advertising
right.
has.
The ROI, and in case anybody listening doesn't know what ROI is, return on investment. So I know that I have a few clients that love that. They like the trackability and they like the good old fashioned way where someone actually brings something in, Okay. Yes. So now let's move on to a product that you have that probably businesses don't realize that you offer.
So there's a few, and I'll hit on a couple of the most common ones today. So as I mentioned prior, ValPak is an agency, so we do offer everything from direct mail products to digital. And I know one of the ones that you've used for some of your clients as well is our standalone direct marketing. So outside of ValPak or the group mailing, we do standard direct mail, from postcards to menus to flyers that can have either a saturated list targeting every home in a zip code, or more specific for those that are looking for a very unique or niche, market. So the direct mail alone there, recently, within the last couple months here, ValPak has actually launched a new product called Plus One. And this is a spin-off on the traditional postcard direct mail. It follows a lot of the same carrier routes as our ValPak product, but it's actually a standalone, non-attached postcard. It's about 6x9. And so this product really gives those that are looking for, I'm going to say a little bigger recognition, right? A standalone piece that goes in the mail that's a little more recognizable for their brand and their business alone. But it saves a lot of the cost of postage and the full package putting it together, in that it follows the carrier routes of ValPak, sometimes coming in at about, I'd say, a third to a fourth of the cost of traditional direct mail.
Yes. Now, I absolutely love this product that you're talking about. And just for my anyone who is listening, I just want to really describe this product to you because it's a solo product. You own it. It's yours. It's your brand on it. And 6x9 is a nice size, piece of mail to really own when you're hitting these homes. It's targeted. And so it is very, very effective because you're essentially defining exactly what. And forgive me if I'm wrong, Corri. This can be sent to homes only or businesses in homes.
So this Plus One piece follows ValPak carrier route. So this is a residential mailing.
Okay.
The traditional postcards, though, that can be sent B2B or to consumer base.
Okay. So this Plus One is only to homes, and it's a really, really great product. And then their regular direct mail piece you can target homes or businesses, which is very, very cool. Because if you think about today, like I don't get mail. You know what I mean? Like I do not get just normal traditional US mail except for that stuff I get from the newspaper.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it's a great, great way to stand out efficiently and put yourself out there. Okay. So who is the ideal customer?
So I would say really all of our products, everything is really customized to their business, but we do have kind of a top tiered category here. Any size business, and we have clients ranging from your mom and pop, pizzeria, your mom and pop clothing boutique, all the way up to your national retail stores. So anything where they're looking to target consumers that need discretionary income to purchase their products. So again, restaurants, medical, general services like, attorneys or accountants. You have your home improvement categories. Again, really anybody that needs to get their message out to small, medium, large size market. We're there to target those that have the discretionary income to spend at their business.
Okay, so let me ask you this in regards to that. Okay, so is your product best sold because you sell your product based on zip codes, regions? How do you sell this product?
We break out areas into zones or neighborhood trade areas, and they consist of 10,000 pre-selected homes, again, based on those demographics and expenditures that we find. And those can sometimes encompass one zip code. Sometimes they encompass many. It really it will depend on the market area and what type of, what kind of traffic and home counts and things are in that area.
Okay.
But again, zones of 10,000 are what we focus on, which in my opinion makes it affordable for that small business all the way up to the very large business. They can customize their reach and their budget.
Right. No, that makes total sense. And thanks for explaining that because I think that's another vantage point to ValPak is that you can really focus on different areas, especially if you're looking for, let's say, a zone in your neighborhood. Do you know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So can you walk us a little bit through pricing? I mean, can you give us some ideas? Sure. I know that it won't be exactly, so please keep in mind that pricing is really determined on the area that you're in and should be, custom to your area. But in general, can you give us an idea, ballpark?
Absolutely. So for our traditional ValPak product, your price is going to range anywhere from 2 to 5 cents a home. And when I say 2 to 5 cents a home, it's all encompassed, from design to printing, postage, mailing, tracking, everything. One of the products that I didn't mention yet is we actually offer digital enhancement as well. So this is a partnership program that ValPak has with many, many different websites. But we've started including this with all of our print products. So that 3 to 5 cents a home really includes both a print and digital marketing piece. And that price will range based on frequency of how often you're going to be advertising, in addition to the overall volume. So what scale of marketing are we going to do? But somewhere within that range. Direct mail, oh gosh, you know firsthand, Kat, that this can kind of scale all over. But I would say anywhere from 25, 26 cents all the way up to $1 a piece, depending on the size and the volume.
Yep.
And then the Plus One product, which is this brand new direct mail standalone postcard that follows the ValPak carrier route, much, much more affordable option than standard direct mail. And that floats somewhere between 22 and 26 cents a home is the general range for that. Again, just based on volume and frequency of the marketing.
Okay, awesome. Great. Because I think now, is there a setup cost? Is there any, you know what I mean? Is there any other cost to this?
No, this is the best part about it. Nothing is nickel and dime. There's no setup fees. There's no design charges. We really want these programs to be all-inclusive for business owners. So when they provide us with a marketing budget, they know that they're getting everything that they need within that budget and aren't hit later with all of these little, extras and things to get what they really need to make their campaign successful.
Okay. And then what typically is a good campaign time frame, length? Just give me some examples of how someone would use this,
Sure. So there's something to be said about consistency in all marketing. And this isn't just direct mail. If you're listening, guys, advertisers, any marketing you do really needs frequency. And so when we set up any kind of campaign, whether it's a digital marketing campaign or a print marketing campaign, really I'm looking at about, I would say, anywhere from a 3 to a 6 month test window. And it can be smaller, right? Somewhere around 4 months to really give you an accurate snapshot of your results. Generally, I look into that 4 to 6 month range to give advertisers the full potential of what their print or digital marketing can do.
I can totally appreciate. I'm so glad you said that. I say it over and over and over again. I can't say it enough. I am a huge fan of being consistent. You can't brand yourself if you're not consistent. So I thank you so much, Corri, for affirming that with your product as well. Okay. So is there any opportunity for you to give us some case studies, some success stories, anything like that, anything that you can share with us so that someone listening can kind of get a feel for what the response would be like?
Sure, absolutely. So recently, I actually just got a success story from one of my medical clients. I've been working with them for probably close to 9 years now. And they started off their marketing rather small. At the time, they had 2 offices and 2 doctors, and just really wanted to get some branding. They had done phone book and newspaper and things for years. And while it was doing all right for them, it just wasn't really giving them that extra boost that they needed. And so we started with a really small marketing campaign that got their brand out there, got their name out there. We were able to track phone calls at the time that came in. Back 9-10 years ago, there wasn't this huge push for digital, so we weren't tracking that as steadily at the time. But over the years, what's happened with this particular clientele is the marketing that we've had has become, and this is their words, not mine, their strongest marketing effort, meaning not only have they received the most phone calls from it, their conversion rates of patients that came in for a consultation to actually coming in for procedures or treatment was extremely high. And over the years, certainly with the doing of their wonderfully run business, we've aided in helping this business grow from a 2-location to a 5-location medical practice. And as of today, not only do we handle their their print marketing. We do with ValPak, but we do postcard marketing for them. We also do SEM, so search engine marketing through AdWords online for them to get a bigger digital presence. They have a beautiful website, but this helps gain more leads online as well. And so almost over the course of 9 years here, we've worked together to become their strongest lead generating marketing program.
I think that's awesome because, you just talked about a few things that we really hit home on, in that they have been consistent for a very long time, with your product, and that consistency is it's real, it's king, and that helps out in their marketing spend and what they're doing and getting that ROI,
Absolutely.
that return on investment. Okay. So like if someone were to start a new campaign, what is a good response? What should they expect? I want to be as realistic as can be, okay?
Sure. So I kind of laugh about this because still in today's day and age, you hear people come and say, well, I need this percent, or I need this, I need a 2% response or 1% response. And it's kind of interesting to think about, because while years and years ago, that may have been this traditional direct marketing response, in today's world, people find you in so many different ways. It's not just the ValPak that they look at and call. It's not just Google that they go to search. It's a combination of so many different marketing mediums combined. And trying to track that has become, a science of its own. So when I talk to people about their return on investment and what they can expect, I really talk about two things. One, where they want to go with their marketing. What is the point of the marketing? What are they here to obtain, right? Is it new people through the door? Is it an increase in revenue? Is it their bottom line has grown year over year? And trying to figure out what their needs are to match the campaign to their needs. But additionally, ROI should be based off of growing in some way, shape, or form. So I take a look at what their industry is and what the average ticket is of a consumer buy, right? And that's going to vary whether you're, the burger restaurant or you're, a home contractor. That could be an average of a $5 average ticket to a $50,000 average ticket. So I really take a look at what that is and what it means to have a return on investment, and to figure out how many leads do we need that convert into sales? What type of revenue are you looking for? And setting expectations that way. So I know this is a really vague way to answer this question, but it's going to depend industry to industry. And that's a conversation I want to have on a case-by-case basis with the advertiser to truly figure out what ROI means to them and what type of ROI they're looking for. And in that, matching a campaign that will bring them the results.
And I would agree with you, Corri, because, when I'm talking to my clients, I can't say enough on, and some clients that I work with want this immediate, reaction, or, what I mean? Response, or whatever. And, my response to them is always, hey, unless you're going out of business, the floodgates aren't going to happen, and the people aren't going to be pounding on the door. That you have to, this is a marathon. It is a complete marathon. It's not a sprint, and you have to be in it, and you have to make the investment knowing it's a long haul, just like losing weight or, putting money into your retirement fund. It's the same thing, no different.
I love that. And I love both of those analogies. Those are great.
So, tell me, I know you probably know nuances right now. So I have two, as we wrap this up, I have two questions that if you can kind of give me a feel for that from your professional experience. Okay. One, what are the mechanics for a good campaign? And then two, I know you've seen failed campaigns, and give me an idea of like mechanics on someone who has had a failed campaign and it could have been prevented.
Absolutely. So the big things that I see, I like to use this saying that our product works every time when done correctly. And there's so many different metrics of what correct can mean. But some of the things that, if you're an advertiser, the consistency is one of them. This one and done advertising, it doesn't work unless you're an event, right? I mean, just like you had said, Kat, people need to see your brand. They need to trust your brand. And a one and done marketing campaign with direct marketing or digital or radio or TV, it doesn't work as well. And so I've had some campaigns where, it's just not been a long enough campaign, or there's not been really time invested in it at all. And it hasn't worked. Another thing is what you're promoting. So I think sometimes advertisers, business owners, they know their product so well that they have to remember that consumers don't. And so sometimes we have to widen the reins on what we're promoting and make things more general for people. Because if you're promoting something that is so narrow and so niche in the market, you have to understand that the more you do that, the less people are going to be able to buy your product or service. And so I find that when it's very narrowed down to one specific, very, very specific component, sometimes the results aren't exactly what the advertiser is looking for because they're not opening it up to a big enough audience in order to get the results that they need.
Okay, great. That was a great response. And I want to add to your one and done, because here's my philosophy on it. Because I have worked when I was in a TV world in my previous life, I have worked with businesses that made these huge investments. Okay. And they did it for, let's say, a month to 3 months, anything less than, 6 months. And then they walk away because they think, oh, it didn't work. And my response always is, and this is anybody listening, and if you've spent money on advertising, is you just put a lot of money into your business to brand it. And for you to stop what you're doing and walk away, is that momentum is gone. You've lost that momentum. And that momentum could, if they stayed at it, have grown and really created some serious momentum. You weren't going to see it until maybe the 4th or 6th month. You know what I mean? Like, you were not going to feel it. Yeah. And so, I always caution business owners in regards to, if you're going to make an investment in something, make sure it's for the long haul, because otherwise you've just lost all that momentum, and it wasn't worth it. You know what I mean? Like why waste your money?
And another thing I think I'd add to that is casting a big enough net. To kind of follow up with the last point I made, is I have advertisers that they think their local backyard is, I'm going to mail this many homes, and maybe it fits with their budget or whatever the case may be, but really casting the right sized volume with your marketing. And this doesn't mean every campaign has to cost thousands and thousands of dollars by any means. But every industry and every size business, depending on what results they're looking for, need a right-sized marketing campaign. And I've come to find that the frequency, the reach of the advertisement itself are two of the biggest components in the success and the outcome of that campaign.
That's a great point. Glad you brought that up, Corri. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so as we wrap this up, how can people get a hold of you if they have any questions?
Yeah, so I am always open for questions, or if you're looking to advertise, whether it be with the products I have or just suggestions in marketing in general, email me, call me. My direct line, which I'm more than happy to give out on this, is 414-312-2731, or by email, which is my first name, Corri, Corri, _ my last name, which is Depp, DEPP, at ValPak.com. So Corri _ Depp at ValPak.com.
Awesome. And then is there anything that you're offering today for anyone who is listening in order for them to have a sense of urgency to get a hold of you, Corri?
Absolutely. So currently we are running a promotion, and this goes along with that frequency of the 4-time minimum. Any campaigns purchased for the 3rd month, we will actually be honoring matching the 4th month for free on your mailing volume. So at this time, buy 3 months, get the 4th free. We really want people to give it that minimum of a 4-month campaign to ensure they get the results that they need.
What an incredible deal. I love it. And for anyone who is listening, we will also have Corri's contact info in the notes of this podcast. So if you have missed out on it, no worries. It will also be in the notes with a direct link to her email. And finally, what advice would you give any business owner if they were looking to do direct mail so that they do it correctly?
really look into who your audience is. Make sure whatever product it is, again, print, digital, other media, really make sure that wherever your product is reaching, the marketing is reaching, is targeting the ideal clientele for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show, Corri. This was fabulous. I loved it. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
I did. Thanks so much for having me.
Okay. Have a great day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you.
You too.
If you have listened to the Stand Out and Grow podcast recently, you have heard that we just launched a marketing consultant certification program. This 12-month program will give you the tools, knowledge, and confidence you need to run your own marketing consultation business to generate your passive income today. We are excited to offer a 40% discount to the first 25 participants. So go reserve your spot today at www.catherineramirez.net. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Stand Out and Grow. Check out all the notes and links at www.standoutandgrow.com. I am so thankful to you for helping this show continue to grow. I want to keep producing content that you want to hear, so please leave me some feedback. I look forward to bringing you more resources and information to help your business stand out and grow. Please follow us on social media and make sure you follow this podcast so you can learn more about helping your business stand out, survive, succeed, and grow. Until next time, you got this.